There's a moment, a sliver of time, so small it's almost invisible. It doesn't come with a warning. It doesn't announce itself. It arrives quietly, like a whisper in the storm. And in that moment, if you are awake, if you are ready, you can choose a new life. One decision. That's all it takes. Not 1,000 plans. Not a perfect map. Just one act of defiance against the life you've settled for. One moment where you stand up, plant your flag, and declare, I will not die with my potential unspent. This world doesn't owe you comfort. It owes you nothing. But it does offer you something far more powerful, the ability to choose who you will become. History doesn't remember those who played it safe. It remembers the bold, the ones who stood alone when they had to, the ones who made a decision so loud the echoes changed the course of their lives. Do you think Thomas Edison was handed a manual on how to bring light to a dark world? He made a decision. After 1,000 failures, he made another. Do you think Henry Ford waited for permission to revolutionize industry? He made a decision. When everyone laughed, when everyone doubted, to build anyway. You are one of them. Not by birth, not by blood, by choice. The mind is the greatest battlefield on earth, and every day a war is raging inside you. Between the voice of limitation and the whisper of possibility. Between your past and your potential. Between the life you've lived and the life that still calls to you. But here's what no one tells you. You don't have to feel ready to make the decision. Readiness is a myth. No great life was built on comfort. No empire was born in certainty. You decide and then you become. That is the law. The law that built every skyscraper, that launched every movement, that forged every legacy from ashes and dust. Every fortune ever made began with an idea. Yes, but that idea was worthless until someone said, I will do this. I will see it through. No matter how long it takes, no matter what it costs, because there will be cost. The price of a new life is the death of the old one. You must bury the excuses. You must mourn the comfort. You must let go of the identity you've clung to like a shield, even when it no longer serves you. You are not your mistakes. You are not your family's fears. You are not your last failure. You are a force of will, shaped by belief, fueled by vision, unstoppable when aligned with purpose. So the question is not, can you change? The question is, will you decide clarity is a gift you give yourself? Because you cannot hit a target you refuse to name. Too many drift through life without vision, running fast but going nowhere, working hard but not working aligned. You must define your life before the world defines it for you. Ask yourself, who am I becoming? What am I building? What would I do if I believed it was truly possible? Because belief is where everything starts. And belief is a choice. You don't wait for it. You build it brick by brick, decision by decision. It is the seed that grows into greatness. When Napoleon Hill wrote that, whatever the mind can conceive and believe, it can achieve. He wasn't offering poetry. He was describing a law more reliable than gravity. And that law doesn't care where you're from. It doesn't care if you're broke. It doesn't care what mistakes you've made. It only responds to one thing. Will you believe long enough to act, and act long enough to succeed? Let the world laugh. Let the doubters whisper. You weren't born to be understood by the crowd. You were born to rise above it. So don't wait to be chosen. Choose yourself. Don't wait for permission. Give it to yourself. When you say, I will no longer settle, you shift the ground beneath your feet. When you say, this version of me is not my final form, you begin the transformation. That moment, that choice, that decision, it becomes your line in the sand. And from that line forward, everything changes. Discipline is the bridge between who you are and who you're becoming. It is not punishment. It is not sacrifice. It is a gift you give to your future self. The world will tempt you with shortcuts. It will dangle comfort like a carrot. But comfort kills dreams, and ease is the enemy of excellence. If you want to be uncommon, if you want to rise while others sleep, then your habits must reflect that. Your actions must reflect that. Your standards must reflect that. Look at the greats. Carnegie didn't build steel empires by being casual. Disney didn't shape imagination by waiting for ideal conditions. They decided who they were long before the world agreed. And you must do the same. No one will crown you worthy. You must declare your own worth. You must carry your vision like fire, even when it burns. You must protect your dream like a soldier at the gate, because no one else will. Every time you wake up early, every time you say no to distractions, every time you show up when it's hard, you are casting a vote for the person you are becoming. That vote matters. It is shaping you. And one day, sooner than you think, you will look back and realize that person you imagined, that dream you held, it's real. And you built it because of a single moment when you chose to rise. When you said, no more excuses, no more waiting. Today, I decide. And here you are now, standing at the edge of everything you've known and everything that could be. This isn't about motivation. This is about identity. This is about a turning point in your life, one you will look back on as the before and after. Because deep down you already know you can't keep living a life that doesn't align with your potential. You can't keep settling for versions of yourself that you've already outgrown. Every time you doubt yourself, a piece of your future slips through your fingers. Every time you delay the decision, the life that could be moves further away. Not because the opportunity disappears, but because you begin to forget how powerful you are. That's how dreams die. Not in a loud crash, but in the quiet surrender of people who never fully claimed them. But not you, not anymore. You were born with something inside you, a voice, a fire, a calling. It's been buried under noise, fear, and comfort, but it never left you. It was there the first time you imagined a better life. It was there when you were a child and believed anything was possible. It was there the first time you failed and wanted to rise again. And it is here, right now, waiting for one decision. One true, final decision that says, I am ready. Not ready because everything is in place, but ready because you're done waiting for it to be. You are not chasing the dream anymore. You are becoming it. You are walking with the weight of purpose. You are moving with quiet intensity. You are choosing the path that most avoid, because you know it's the only one that leads to greatness. And from this day forward, you will live like the person you're destined to be. You will speak with conviction. You will act with clarity. You will move with discipline, not motivation. You will create with courage, not permission. You will no longer shrink yourself to fit places you've outgrown. You will no longer seek approval from people who gave up on themselves. You will no longer carry the guilt of becoming who you were always meant to be. Because the moment you decide, truly decide, the universe bends to meet you. Doors begin to open, energy begins to shift, people begin to notice. Not because you asked them to, but because you became undeniable. Because now you walk like someone with vision. Now you move like someone who has already arrived. Now you carry the power of someone who understands you are not waiting for a new life to find you. You are choosing it, creating it, owning it, and from this moment on, the only thing between you and that life is the courage to keep deciding every day, every hour, every moment. Because success isn't one massive leap. It's 1,000 silent victories. 1,000 times you said, I'll keep going, I'll stay focused, I'll rise again, I'll do what must be done, even when no one sees it. So now the question is no longer what if. The question is, what will you build now that you finally decided to begin? It's your time, your path, your fire, your choice. And remember this until your final breath. You are always one decision away from a new life, and you just made it.